Yes. So today's sessions, what we are actually wanted to learn is programming language. Okay. So how to learn a programming language? Actually, why we should learn a programming language, and how many types of you know computer languages are available. So these things we are going to talk about today. Okay. So programming languages, actually, when you compare in a computers, like history of computers, generations of computers, like that, there is a topic called generations of computers. Okay. So generations of computers, if you talk about, so there are four generations of computers currently, and we are currently in fourth to fifth generation, like that people will say, because of some how to decide a generation also. I already discussed. Okay. Something like, in a generation, how you decide whether then generation is completed or not. I already told you, right? So something like, software and hardware development, if you talk about, so the software and hardware both will be developed, and you will see the tremendous change, tremendous development in terms of software as well as hardware. Then we can say one generation, this one is a next generation, like that, right? So like that, if you think about generations, we have first generation computers. In the first generation computers, so the software, that means the programming language, what they are used is machine language. So we are all talking about programming language only, not hardware. Hardware part, leave it for now, because hardware also we discussed when we are comparing with generations, like vacuum tubes and all used in first generation, all these things. But whenever you are we are thinking about software, then we only concentrate on the software. Okay. So software means nothing else, programming language, nothing else. Okay. What is a software? Software is something like developed in any using any programming language, right? So that's what. So in first generation computers, machine language directly they were using. That means people are learning the machine language and using that machine language to use the computers. That's what. So in second generation, what is the languages they were using is assembly languages. So in second generation, what are the languages they were using in the computers? That means by that time, what happened in terms of hardware also developed. In the hardware, I'll just mention here, in the first generation computers, first generation. ENIAC is the first generation computer. ENIAC, which is the electronic numerical integrator and calculator. This is the first generation computer name, and first computer in the world. Okay. And there they started using machine language, and hardware was vacuum tubes, right? Vacuum tubes were the hardware, like electronic equipment and all they were using vacuum tubes only. In second generation hardware part, if you think about, semiconductor devices came. Semiconductor devices, by that time semiconductors are invented, like germanium, silicon, gallium arsenide, all these things. There are so many metals, semiconductor material has been invented. Previously semiconducting is only vacuum tubes. Now they actually invented and discovered the material, which is metals, like silicon, germanium. All these metals are like working as a semiconductors, like that they started developing all the electronic equipment using semiconductors. So we can say the basic very important critical component used in second generation is transistors. Okay. Transistor is a equipment. You can just Google it about transistor and all. Semiconductor device transistor, you will get more knowledge about it. It's an electronic component. Okay. I think Mr. Nanda know about transistors. Okay. So that is what the second generation computer was used. The hardware part. The software part, if you think about languages, assembly languages are used. Okay. In third generation computer, what we're using. Okay. In third generation computers, in the hardware, ICs were developed. ICs means integrated circuits. All the transistors and so many other semiconductor devices can be able to integrate in a single semiconductor chip, and made a small chip out of very big circuit will become IC. That is called ICs. Okay. So their ICs were used, and then the languages are high level languages. What is that? High level languages. That means the programming language is used to develop software is high level languages. Okay. So like that, now fourth generation language. Fourth generation, we are in fourth generation. I already told you, right? So in the fourth generation means now in the current time, what we are using is as a hardware, we are using microprocessors. What is that? Microprocessor is a very big circuit which is doing everything by the computer. Like computers, everything is doing by there only. That means the execution part, all the controlling part, everything is actually there in microprocessor only. Microprocessor is also kind of a very big IC. If you see it, it's a small semiconductor chip, okay, which is integrated everything about the computer. So it is having all ALU and control units like arithmetical logical unit, control unit, all these things. If you heard about block diagram of computer, now you will heard it now. All these two units are there in microprocessor only. Only memory unit is outside. Memory unit is something like RAM and ROM is a primary memory, secondary memory will be there. That is only outside of the computer. Apart from everything is inside microprocessor only. So one processor is enough to complete your computer. That's what we have small computers now, because microprocessor having everything. Now also memory device also become very small, right? So our computer size will be already less now. Okay, so that's how it is. In fourth generation computers, we are using hardware as microprocessor. What about the software? Software is something like, fourth generation languages, 4GL languages. Understand? So which is very advanced languages. So we are going to talk about it. Okay. So these are the languages. If anybody asks how many programming languages are there, you can say this. First is machine language. Second is assembly languages. Machine languages are not there. Machine language only one. But assembly languages are more and more. Okay. Please concentrate that also. Whatever I'm talking, I will be always talk in a particular manner. There is a reason in each and every word I'm using. Okay, I wanted to convey that. Please concentrate on that. Each and every word is important. Please concentrate on. Don't extract out of what I'm talking. You capture everything what I'm talking. Only what I understood, only small thing, don't take it. Okay, because I'm talking only very less about it, because this is very big thing, right? So the computers technologies are very big thing. I'm talking only extracted subject for you, so you need to capture everything what I'm talking. Don't miss any small letter also, otherwise you will be misunderstand what I'm telling you. Okay, so machine language, assembly languages, and then high level languages, and 4GL, fourth generation languages. I'm telling you again and again, whatever I'm telling you, only that you should capture, and everything what I told you, you should capture. Don't tell whatever I told you in that 50%. That is, you missed so many things in me. You have to understand and clearly what I explained you. Everything, not like even single word is not should not miss. Okay. Now, if you think about the languages, how many are there now? Tell me. Only four, right? Machine language, assembly languages, high level languages, and fourth generation languages. Fourth generation languages, right? You understood why we can say this? Everybody will say this, even though wherever you uh, read the article. Okay, you will able to see this. There are four languages: machine language, assembly language, high level, and all. Why this is came, nobody will tell you in that particular time. So I told you that to understand clearly. You understand what is the generation and all. Now the development will happen like this. First generation computer will uses that. Second generation computer has been some development happened. Why? Because machine language is a very difficult to understand by the human being, not difficulty for the electronic devices, because electronic devices will easily understand machine language, and only that it can understand. It cannot understand assembly language or any other language. So only machine language. Till now, all the computers or any electronic devices will use only machine language. Because of human being difficulty, we started developing it. like assembly languages, high level languages and all. But still, computer will understand only machine language. But then how assembly language, high level and all came? We built one translator in between. That is the thing you should understand. So first there is no translator, machine language were there. Understand? There is only machine language were there. Okay. So machine language directly you are learned and you are using it. So there is no translator needed. So but it is because of the difficulty, people cannot use the computer because always computer wanted to give it to people, everybody, not only certain people. Now first generation computer cannot use everybody because of there is a limitation. You have to learn machine language. Machine language is means what? Binary digits, right? Ones and zeros only. That's very difficult to even talk about and think about it, right? To understand, to learn all these things. So only the mathematician, very big mathematicians only can use the first generation computer. That's the limitation. Now they wanted to develop it so that somebody else will can be able to easily use that. Now the assembly language came because of that. What they did here, assembler, like that one translator they built. What they built? They built one
Assembler.
translator. Assembler. So assembler is a translator. So this translator will hear from the assembly language. That means you speak assembly language to assembler, it will translate and tell to the computer in machine language. You are getting a
Yes.
so assembler is a assembly languages will be built on top of it. So what is assembly languages now? Assembly languages are entirely kind of a different language which is human being understandable. Like it has been replaced all the binary digits, everything into normal English ABCDs and 1 2 3s. So what happened here? Assembly language is easy to the human being to understand here. Okay. So what happened now? Because we can't give directly to the machine here. So because machine is here, this machine cannot understand apart from machine language. Okay. Now what has happened? There is assembler, which is a translator to this language. Okay. So you have to speak to assembler. If you go to China, for example, you can't speak China, then what you will do? You will take a translator, right? Which will understand our language. Like that, this will help. That's it. It's a very simple, right? So assembly language is you have to program in assembly language and give it to assembler. Then assembler will translate it and give into machine language and give it to the computer. And computer will process that and give in machine language only. Understand? The output will come in machine language only, and the assembler will take that and give it to you in a assembly language. So this is how the communication will happen. Still, what is happening in the computer? Computer only understand machine language. Understand? Now in between, because of the assembler has been built, you are using assembly language to hear this. That's it. So you don't want to learn machine language now because there is a translator for you. Like that, assembly language has been built. So this is how assembly language will work. Using assembler, there are so many assembly languages came. So any assembly language has to support assembler, then only it will convert to machine language. Like that. That's what assembly languages are more and more has been developed. Okay. Now what about high level languages? So when compared to a high level language, what happened? That is also definitely needed translator, but the translator has been changed like two
Compiler.
translators. Just wait, Chintu. Two translators are there, okay? Compilers and interpreters. Okay, two translator programs has been built. Okay, so on top of these two programming, translators, there are so many high level languages has been developed. So what high level languages are going to do? That high level language, if you program, what will happen? That high level language will give it to compilers. The compiler will translate that into machine language. And again the same thing. Machine language again give it to computer, and computer will process and give it to in the machine language only to the computer. That compiler will take it and again translate back to you in high level language and give it to you. Here what happened? You are learning again high level language only. Correct? So you are not going to learn anything apart from high level language. Then your compiler or interpreter will take care about converting into machine language and give it to the computer, all these things. So this is how the languages has been built. Okay, any clarification needed, please let me know. Let me know, please talk.
No doubts.
If you no doubt means I have a doubt.
It's clear, bro.
Please talk something. Yeah, I can't. See, there is no doubt means you are not understanding or nothing, because it's kind of different perception. You have to tell something, or else you at least whatever I told you, you rephrase to me. Then I'll understand you got it. Otherwise, what will happen if you tell no doubt? Tomorrow you will ask a question, you won't tell anything. Then what is the problem? Where is the problem?
I have
Means-
doubt.
Yeah.
We are giving information through high languages with compilers and interpreters now.
Yes.
Which type of information these two will give that? It means like one translator will give one type of information like that, or both will give one type of information to computer.
Can you tell me again?
అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం హై లెవెల్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ లో ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇస్తాం కదా దీనికి ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేసేకి.
అవును.
ఇప్పుడు కంపైలర్స్ ఇంటర్ప్రెటర్స్ అనేసి రెండు ఉన్నాయి కదా, అవి రెండు ఒక్కొక్కటి ఒక్కొక్క పని చేస్తాయా, లేకపోతే రెండు ఒకే రకమైన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కంప్యూటర్ కి ఇస్తాయా?
Yes. It's a good question. See, the problem is you have to choose only one computer, like one computer language. For example, I have chosen one language which will support either compiler or interpreter. Only one it will support. Okay. So in that case, you don't have a problem with translating. There are two different translators are there. Okay. Two different translators works in two different way to convert into machine language and get back to you as well. But what are the computer languages? Whenever developing any computer language, that time they will choose, I wanted to support only compiler. Then only compiler will able to take care. Two compiler interpreter both won't work at once actually. So it's all something like the based on the the language, automatically language will built for a particular compiler. Automatically that compiler only will work. So there is no deviation, because we are not using any two different compilers for two different languages. Always a language will always choose one compiler only, then only that compiler will work for translating. Understood? So there is I just kept here why, because there are two different types of translators are available. For example, you just think about you have a two different two guys, Chinese translators are available with you. Okay, you went to China with two guys, then you wanted to talk to somebody in China. What they will do? One person will tell you different thing and another person will tell you the same thing in a different way. What is happening? There is a problem. You will confuse, right? So always will be only one translator is enough for us. Only that same matter will be there, but the people will present in a different way, right? So that is how there are two different translators available for us, like compilers and interpreters, based on the language, high level language you choose, right? So that automatically will take care whether it's a compiler or interpreter. You don't have to worry about it at all. You only worry about high level language. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, people will. Did you understand? Yeah, guys, this question and answer both.
Yes, sir.
Yes means tell me what you understood. Whenever you will tell only, your mind will start working. Then only it will come out what you understood. Otherwise, yes sir, I understood. That means nothing will going to work. If you tell only, everything will start working. Tell me what you understood, man. తెలుగులో చెప్పు, నాకు ఇంగ్లీష్లో చెప్పేది రాదు, మొత్తం తెలుసు అనే కోతులు ఎంత కోయద్దండి. జస్ట్ టెల్ మీ వాట్ యు అండర్స్టూడ్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఆల్సో యూ టెల్, ఆర్ తెలుగు ఆల్సో, నో ప్రాబ్లం. వాట్ యు అండర్స్టూడ్ ఈజ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. Tell me what about the question what Chintu asked and I give an answer. Out of it, what you understood, tell me. Please tell me, our session will complete. I understood clearly, you won't understand anything.
Compiler interpreters అనేవి two converting languages, mission level to high level languages, but both are giving same information, but one interpreter, compiler or interpreter using better one, because they are giving both information is a correct way, but user will confuse that both compilers and interpreters using.
This is the problem here. When somebody is saying Harikatha, the only Katha you will understand, not the extraction of that. Just to talk about what about, I just give an example, like if two different compiler interpreters are there, generally two different things together we won't use, only one translator will use at once. Okay, I don't want to tell you that you will put I don't know, whatever you said is wrong entirely. Compiler or interpreter, two different translators will be there. Some high level languages will use compilers, some high level languages will use interpreters. What this will do the same work, which will translate that high level into machine language and machine language into high level language. Only that. Two different means not together it will work. There is a compiler based high level languages are there. There are some interpreter based high level languages are there. Like that it is. Okay. Don't tell you like silly. You guys are giving silly answers. That is the problem here. I was clearly telling compilers and interpreters, two different programs are there to translate high level languages into machine language. That means some of the high level languages are based on compilers, some of the high level languages are based on the interpreters. So interpreter based languages will use interpreter to convert, compiler based high level language will use compilers to convert. Like that it is. Understand? That is the biggest problem I told you now. If you say understand, you are not even understood one thing. Until unless you tell me, then only how much you understand will, whenever you start telling about things, then only your mind will start working. Then you will tell what you understood clearly. If you are not talking, then only God will help you. If you tell something, I will at least correct you. This is not a correct man. This is the right, like that. Simply you say, okay, I understood, I clear. Nothing will going to work. Because from this day onwards, it is very important what you clearly understand. Because we are talking about computer languages and programming things and all. So please talk and tell me what you understood. Charita, tell me.
Compilers and interpreters are two different programs to translate the high-level languages. according to the um,
Go ahead, yeah. Started your mind working, right?
yes, sir.
That is the problem. While I am talking, your mind won't work. That's what you are simply enjoying. When you start thinking, then you will understand how much you work. You understand. When you will think, whenever you started talking about it, then your mind will start working. That's what I'm telling you. Please talk about it and understand. You're simply listening like a radio and a TV and going. Then what is the use? If I say, hey, clear mind, yeah, everything is clear, sir. Like that, if you say, what is the use here? I did not told you only talk about high level languages. I explained you about all the levels of the language,
Four
how many
generations.
languages are there, and
Four
how
generations.
they are developed and everything. Please talk about it, na?
First generation languages. They are totally mission languages. Mission language. And second generation second generation computers are assembly languages. Third generation computers are high level languages. Fourth generation computers uh, used are using 4GL languages, like fourth generation languages. In mission language they use only, sorry, in first generation computers they use only mission language. So only who are who know the languages, so they can only use it. It is in a binary language, so everyone can't use that. So second generation computers are introduced that can be compared to first generation computers. It is a bit easier. Assembly languages are more.
Okay, so you got that idea, right? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, anybody else you wanted to talk about it? So we are going to stop this session here, and tomorrow I'm going to talk about, you know, programming language, how to practice. Like there are something like algorithm, flowchart, and program. Like these three steps we follow. So always we follow these three steps. That is the way we need to practice programming languages. You have already might be, if you are in computer background, you might be know about what is algorithm, what is flowchart, and what is program. Whenever you are submitting your records and all in practicals, you will use that. Generally, that is the only way we can learn the programming language. So that strategy, programming language strategy, we are going to talk tomorrow. And by that time, I hope everybody will have ready with the laptops at least. Okay, then if you if you follow my instructions, now within 10 to 20 days you'll get the programming. Then you can start learning any framework and we can start working also. That much easy that is. Otherwise, I can't help you guys. Please, whenever you learned anything, speak out and confirm that whatever I understood is clear or not. Why? What is the problem to talk? I don't know. We are talking each other. Everybody's know each other, right? So please talk and confirm. This is for yourself. This is what I understood out of it. Is this correct or not? Because if you are not talking, your mind won't work. Then you think that everything you understood. Then tomorrow, that is the only problem. You start practicing tomorrow, not today only. Then already you gone. Now only whatever I told you were not able to tell. Then what is the point? Like tomorrow you start practicing. How much you are understood? Just think about it. This all something like psychology. I told you now. I have been teaching so many years like this people. I know how the people's behavior when they're learning. Because of that only problem. Like even though the sessions are completed, you won't get anything. So please talk about it then and there. That's what is the participation of the sessions, and understand the subject and go on practice that day itself. Definitely you will clearly understand the subject. If you are not doing, problem you understood now, whenever you're talking only your mindset will start thinking about it, then you will understand how much you understand, how much is exactly you not understood. You can clear it then and there. Otherwise what will happen, you whatever you are thinking, whatever your mindset is saying, that much only, whatever you are you are there in the memory, only that much it will be remembered, and go and practice that only, which is wrong already. Then you are going in a wrong direction, right? So that is the problem. So please follow that, okay? Tomorrow also we'll be having like this theory only to understand the subject clearly, before going into the actual programming language. So by that time everybody ready with the laptop. Don't install anything, just laptop with the existing operating system, that is enough. I'm going to tell you what to install, what not to install, everything, okay? So you don't have to worry about it. Please ready with the laptop, that is important, okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.